Chapter 71, Horror One Finger. You are listening at novelfull.audio. AOO. Just when he was struggling to find a way out, the outside Hercules suddenly made a strange cry. Ling Xiao did not think much, and immediately went to the exit. The reason why he couldn't leave from here was that he was blocked by Hercules' ape. If Hercules is out of condition, then he may leave. When she came to the exit, Ling Xiao was surprised to find that Hercules' ape was facing a person at this time. That's right, it's a person. A woman in a blue dress and a blue veil who can't see clearly. This person stood there, standing in the air. The air beneath my feet seemed to be on the ground. The hair of the Hercules ape was erected, and he had no energy to pay attention to the dragon-shaped building, no more attention to Ling Xiao. Although she couldn't see her face clearly, Ling Xiao could see that this woman would never be more than 30 years old. And her hands were as white as jade, just as if it were carefully carved with natural white jade. Sinister, let's leave quickly, I don't want to kill you. That the woman's lips are light, and the sound is almost like a natural sound. It is not only nice, but it seems to have a special magic power, which can make people feel very comfortable and comfortable. AOO. Hercules seemed to be challenged in dignity, a little bit of humanity, dare to warn him like this. It is really intolerable, but he didn't dare to shoot easily, because there was a terrible breath from the little human. Alas, why is this necessary? It is not easy for you to grow so big. The woman sighed slightly, as if she really didn't want to fight Hercules. Ling Xiao was shocked at this time. What a heart for this woman, that is Hercules' ape. The 8th level peak monster Hercules ape. The woman seemed to be talking to a pet for viewing. Hercules was angry. No man has ever dared to despise him so much. Before the man was chased into the dragon-shaped building by him and dared not come out, this man should be the target of venting. It screamed and rushed up, instantly came to the woman. Be careful. After all, Ling Xiao was pure in heart, and he still couldn't help crying when he encountered such a thing. Of course, he was only a reminder. He knew his weight and could not save the woman. So the only thing you can do is remind. Seeing that the woman in blue was about to be blown into meat sauce by Hercules' ape, the woman moved, but it was just a jade manual. The jade hand crossed a beautiful arc in the air, and then gently pointed. The Hercules ape actually made a miserable cry. A strange blue light shot from the back of Hercules' ape. That finger actually penetrated the head of Hercules' ape directly. That's Hercules' ape. 8th level peak monster beast Hercules' ape. It was so dead. Slammed heavily on the ground, the body has long lost vitality. This. Ling Xiao was shocked. What's wrong with this woman? How could it be so powerful? Could it be that the Wumai Jiuzhong Peak powerhouse? Thank you for reminding. That the woman glanced at Ling Xiao and smiled. As a thank you, the body of Hercules' ape will be handed over to you. Goodbye. Ling Xiao stood there dumbly and did not respond. The woman had already left. And Ling Xiao still did not react. He was not tempted by beautiful colors, but because at this time on the mountain and river map, a video was being played repeatedly, the instant image of the blue woman's finger killing Hercules' ape. Although this process may seem simple, after slowing down the mountain and river charts, Ling Xiao can almost clearly see the moment when the woman made a move. For a long time, he suddenly opened his eyes. Originally I wanted Wu Soul to practice the power of a finger, but think about it. At this time, although rushing back may have begun the finals, but the delay is not long, there is still a chance. He threw the body of Hercules' ape directly into the world of mountains and rivers, and then launched Xianjianbuth Jiaojiao to take off into the direction of the Ling family. At this time, he was nearly twice as fast as when he came. When flying, the shadow of the dragon turned into pale gold, and it looked very windy. As for the identity of the blue woman, he did not guess. Although he was born as a little beggar in Tianfeng City, beggars also have the benefits of beggars, and many stories have been heard. The Northern Han dynasty is too big. Outside Tianfeng City, there are many masters, many more powerful families than the Ling family. The Northern Han dynasty is just one of the weaker countries in this world. The world is too big. He would like to go out to sea, but it is not now. Now, he must first establish a firm foothold in the Ling family and increase his strength to a level that cannot be improved before going out. Ling Xiao didn't find out that his own strength has improved a lot since then. The Hercules also weighed at least 3,000 pounds. but he was able to lift the guy into the world of mountains and rivers. This shows that his strength is not less than 3 kilograms, for ordinary warriors, when they reach the 5 peaks of the martial arts. The strength is about 1,500 or 600 kg, and he broke through the 6th turn because of 9 turns to gold body skills, and his physical strength is about 1,000 pounds more than ordinary martial arts, plus the promotion of 6 gold cells. The strength has exceeded 3,000 pounds, this is twice that of ordinary warriors. A warrior of the same level, he doesn't even need to use chi, and can stabilize and control with pure power alone. Before, there was a Hercules ape chasing him, so when he came to the dragon-shaped structure, he was not attacked by other monsters, but when I went back, it was different. On this way, there were many monsters and beasts. In order to save time, Ling Xiao can basically avoid as much as possible. However, there is a flying monster that is faster than him, and there is no way to avoid it. Since you are looking for death, you will be successful. Ling Xiao drank coldly, followed the direction of the flight, and bumped into the flying monster, did not use any gang chi, just simple power to cooperate with the gold body attack. As a result of this collision, the flying monster was broken into pieces on the spot. That's a level 5 monster, although it is only a 5th level low-level monster. It is also equivalent to the martial arts in the middle and late stages of Wumai. Reading www.okansha.com, plus the monster body itself is more powerful. He couldn't stop him from the crazy impact. This collision probably scared a lot of monsters and beasts, and the next road became a lot calmer. In less than half an hour, Ling Xiao had arrived at the Ling family. It was too late to change clothes. He just used the realm template to hide the surface strength at the peak level of Wumai quadruple. It can't be too exaggerated. After all, many people thought he was the triple peak warrior of Wumai. It is already terrifying to break into Wumai Xizhong now, if it is known that his real state is the later stage of Wumai Wuzhong, close to the peak. It's not fun. After all, what he needs now is to hone his combat skills, and to temporarily restrain his strength at this level. He can really hone, relying on the realm to suppress people. That can't achieve the purpose of training. Chapter 72, Genius Privilege. You are listening at novelfull.audio. When Ling Xiao arrived at Arena Plaza, the finals had already been held for almost half an hour. The finals use a challenge system, that is to say, 110 people participating in the finals can challenge those who rank higher according to their original rankings. However, there is a limit here. A challenge cannot exceed 10 people at most. This is also to avoid a warrior being fought by wheels. After all, at this stage of the Genius Hall disciples, the total amount of gang chi is not too much. If they are continuously challenged, they are afraid that the possibility of losing is relatively high. The other is that only those with high rankings can be challenged with high rankings. This is to prevent some high-ranking disciples from secretly retaliating and deliberately bullying low-ranking disciples. According to this rule, even if it is half an hour late, it will not affect the overall rhythm of the game. Ling Yihang challenges Ling Depeng to win and is currently ranked 6th. Ling Xiaotian's voice rang on the competition square. As the head of the Ling family, the top master of the Ling family, he can personally host this finals, which shows the importance of this game. Ling Xiao looked up and saw that there was only one contest platform on the large venue, but this contest platform was obviously bigger than before, and the protective wall was also stronger. It is estimated that Ling Yihang and Ling Xiao destroyed the competition stage during the knockout, which made the top of the Ling family a little uneasy. So for safety, strengthen the protective barrier. Sitting nearby Wutai, there should have been 110 disciples, but at this time there were 2 stools empty. One belongs to Ling Fan Fan, one belongs to Ling Xiao. Ling Xiao noticed that Ling Yihang, Ling Yixue, Ling Taiho and Ling Fei had already challenged, because all 4 of them ranked in the top 100, while Ling Yihang rose to 6th place. Ling Yixue also entered the top 20. You referees, disciple Ling Xiao has come a little late because of some difficult things. I hope to give him a chance. Ling Xiao knew that he was late, so he was naturally responsible. No matter what the reason is, being late is definitely not good, so the attitude is more sincere and humble. Hey, Ling Xiao is here, the bottom disciple of the knockout game. I'm going. How did this cultivation method rise to the peak of Wumai's quadruple, and he improved too fast? It's estimated that you're practicing late. Ling Fifan has not arrived yet, so the appearance of Ling Xiao naturally attracted the attention of many people. National laws and regulations, family rules, even if you have the best knockout results before, since you are late, it means that you have abstained from the initiative and no longer have the qualification to participate. Although the referee is very optimistic about Ling Xiao, he also had to shake his head. If a family has no rules, it will not last for a long time. It must be the beginning of chaos, Ling Xiao smiled secretly. Although she had thought of this, she was still disappointed when she heard the result. Can he not be disappointed? If he gets the first place, he can enter the library and steal books. What he desperately needs is a set of top-level martial arts and top-level soul cultivating secrets, but there are none at present. He was about to turn around and leave. Suddenly a figure appeared again, directly over the crowd and flew to the top spot. It's Ling Extraordinary. What a terrible way of doing light exercises. The first in the Tiancating is the first, so handsome. But he is late too. Can he continue to participate? Shouldn't it? Ling Xiao can't participate. If he can participate, wouldn't it be a mess? What is Ling Xiao's qualification compared with Ling Fifan? The first in the knockout is just the first in the trash. Can it be compared with the first in Tiancating? Hearing such remarks, Ling Xiao's footsteps about to leave were stopped again, but he wanted to see what the top executives of the Ling family would do. Ha ha ha, extraordinary, you are late, but it doesn't matter, you are a special one, the rules can't restrict you. The referee saw a smile on Ling Fifan's face and laughed. Thank you referee, thank you referees. Ling Fifan didn't get up, just sat there and arched his hands. The arrogant gesture seemed to be the first master of the Ling family. Slow down, Ling Xiao suddenly shouted, the referee, I thought you were in the business. Then Ling Fifan came later than me. He is eligible to participate. Why am I not qualified? The chief referee was also a little embarrassed. He was about to speak, but he heard one of the referees sneer and said, what kind of thing do you think? Ling Fan is the first genius hall. The first genius of the Ling family is related to the prosperity of the Ling family. Ling, the future of the family, is all with him. We naturally have to give him a chance. Are you qualified to compare with him? Not bad. Ling Xiao hadn't spoken yet, and another voice rang. This was Ling Xing from the audience. Ling Xian's face was very gloomy. He stood up and said, everyone knows that the extraordinary disciple of our Ling family is specially trained. He has privileges at the Ling family. You Ling Xiao don't deserve to give him shoes. How dare you compare with him? Ling Xiao frowned. This person is really shameless. He was almost certain that it was Ling Xing who bought the black scarf thief to kill him. He hasn't asked Ling Xian to settle the account yet. This person actually dared not resign. It seems that Ling Xing must be removed as soon as possible. Yes, what is Ling Xiao, a low-level disciple, who won the first place in the knockout game by conspiracy and trickery? Don't you know that the sky is thick and thick? That is, there is no absolute fairness in this world. I want to give you privileges unless you win Ling Fan. Ha ha ha, he still wants to win Ling Extraordinary. I am afraid that even Ling Yun can't pass the level. In the family, there are not many people who are gloating and gloating. After all, a dark horse like Ling Xiao emerged directly from the bottom, but it was not liked by the privileged class. They will naturally fall into the rocks. Humph! Suddenly snorted. Ling Er stood up, he squinted and glanced at the crowd, and immediately many people were afraid to speak. Just before I heard someone say that there is a national law, and there are family rules. Ling Fifan can break the rules, why Ling Xiao is not? If you treat them equally, let Ling Fifan also withdraw from this final. Ling Eri once wanted to win Ling Fifan www.wuxiaspot.com but was rejected because Ling Fifan was so proud and arrogant that he didn't put everyone except Master Ling in his eyes, and he succeeded in attracting Ling Xiao, so at this time, naturally he was going to speak for Ling Xiao. How can the second brother say this? Ling Fifan is white jade, Ling Xiao is just a stubborn stone, how can it be compared? Ling Jiao stood up and opposed it. Enough! Ling Xiaotian couldn't stand it anymore. As soon as he made a noise, all the discussion stopped. Ling Xiao, I can give you a chance. Among these 110 people, as long as you can win any one of them, I will let you participate, okay? As the patriarch and the first master in the family, Ling Xiaotian's eyesight is not bad, he does not want to offend Ling Extraordinary, nor does he want to offend Ling Xiao. This is all the hope of the Ling family in the future, so everyone should be convinced of such a central strategy. Chapter 73, Terror Force. You are listening at novelfull.audio. This. Ling Xian and Ling Jiu's faces are not very good. They did not expect that Ling Xiaotian would actually open mouth to protect Ling Xiao, but Ling Xiaotian's words, they dare not defy. Thank you, Lord Patriarch, for giving Ling Xiao this opportunity. A look of surprise appeared on Ling Xiao's face, but Ling Fangfan's brows were slightly frowned, and he seemed a little dissatisfied. Someone could enjoy the same privileges as him. Ling Fifan glanced at Ling Xianyi intentionally or unintentionally. He knew the thing about Ling Xianbu buying murder. The 3 black-scarred thieves drove out, but actually did not kill Ling Xiao. This Ling Xiao, I am afraid it is not as simple as the surface. Ling Fifan touched his chin and suddenly fell into contemplation. At this time, Ling Xian was in a state of confusion. He knew the strength of the 3 black scarf thieves the most. He could not kill Ling Xiao in this way. So how powerful is Ling Xiao? Ling Xiao, the referee chief said in a deep voice, now if you come on stage, there will be a warrior who will challenge you. If you win, you can participate in the finals. If you fail, stop talking nonsense. Do you hear clearly? Listen clearly. Ling Xiao nodded. To be precise, there should be 109 people. In addition to Ling Fifan, Ling Xiao has full confidence to win, but the difficulty is different, so he was not worried. Then go. Yes. Ling Xiao jumped lightly, then came to the contest platform, and then arched hands. Please enlighten me. Ling Yihang's eyes collided with Ling Xiao, and they smiled at each other. Although it was said that Ling Xiao defeated Ling Yihang in the knockout, however, Ling Yihang did not remember his enemies. He was very free-spirited and became stronger. Later, his eyes collided with Ling Yixue, and Ling Yixue's eyes showed a bit of tenderness and care. Ling Xiao nodded and thanked him. The two of them didn't say much, but the relationship has subtly changed a lot. Since there is no one, then I will try your strength. A moment later, a man stood out from the crowd. He happens to be the 5th in the 2nd row, that is to say, he is currently ranked 15th in the talent hall. Brother, how do you call it? Ling Xiao asked. Whatever it takes, you are about to get out anyway. This 15th ranked disciple seems impatient with Ling Xiao, which makes Ling Xiao a little puzzled, and he seems not to offend this person. That person is Ling Ji. He seems to be a big fan of the extraordinary brother. No wonder, Ling Xiao actually got the same privileges as the extraordinary brother. He must be unhappy. Ling Ji is 3 years older than Ling Xiao. At the age of 16, he is very muscular and extremely strong. He specializes in defensive martial arts, and his cultivation is the beginning of the fourfold martial arts. In general, even the warriors in the mid-4th phase of Wumai are not willing to play against him. You think, hitting the other party doesn't hurt at all, and you're so tired that you are dying. That's not a very happy feeling. With your words, I won't let you step down, and this year's finals, you are the end. Ling Xiao is not kind, especially when beggar's relatives were killed. They were assassinated by others. Such a thing made his heart tough and decisive. If you are always the benevolence of women, other people think you are so bully. Boy, you will pay for your words. Don't think I'm afraid of you on the 4 peaks of Wumai. Ling Ji faced Ling Xiao without any fear. In his view, Ling Xiao's realm is much higher, but he is no older than him, and his strength and combat experience are definitely not as good as him. Hey, Ling Ji shot. Ling Xiao was in trouble. Even if Ling Yihang challenged before, he didn't dare to choose brother Ling Ji, just because brother Ling Ji, the top defensive martial art, was so terrifying that he had already cultivated to the level of Xiaocheng. Yes, Ling Ji used to kill a warrior with 4 peaks of martial arts. What's the use of getting the opportunity given by the patriarch? It's not about getting out of business. Ling Ji's battle made many people who didn't like Ling Xiao excited. Although in the realm, Ling Xiao is higher, however, they believe that Ling Ji's actual combat experience is stronger. Even if he can't easily win, he will consume energy. Ba Quan, Ling Ji uses advanced martial arts, but this martial art is a little special, its power is added according to its own defense. Ling Ji specializes in top defensive martial arts, and with the power of hegemony, he is afraid that it will not be lower than top martial arts. I saw him punching out, radiating a black iron-like light all over his body. A fist of black was also wrapped around his fist, as if it were tough steel, with a metallic luster. The power of this punch is probably not inferior to Xiao Cheng's top martial arts. It's no wonder that De Shang's advanced martial arts is, coupled with the defensive martial arts itself, the power does not belong to the top martial arts of Xiao Cheng. Ling Xiao was a little excited because the opponent gave him some hints about the match. Just like the set of martial arts he first practiced, the various martial arts do not exist independently. If they are well matched, they can be mutually improved. Brother Ling Ji's punch, the power is not small. I am afraid that it will not be worse than the martial arts in the later period of the fourfold of Wumai. Yes, even if this punch cannot defeat Ling Xiao will suffer a little bit, knowing that there is a sky outside. The disciples of Tian Keidang know more about Ling Ji, and at this time they naturally prefer Ling Ji, so when discussing, they are very inclined to Ling Ji. Ling Xiao smiled, but just greeted her hand at random. No martial arts are used, it is useless, it's just a hand outstretched. This scene surprised everyone on the scene. Even without martial arts, he wanted to block the punch. He thought Ling Xiaofan was Ling Fan. Even if Ling Fifan dare not despise his opponent so much. Good boy, you dare to look down on me. Ling Ji was angry. Of the people who once defeated him in this way, he only met one, Ling Fan. Since that time, he has thrown land on Ling Fifan's 5 bodies. Such a person, he does not want to appear the second one. No one can replace the position of Ling Extraordinary in his mind. Stop you. Originally Ling Ji also retained some gang chi in order to meet the next challenge, but he is now anxious by Ling Xiao's contempt, and even used 10 success forces. At that moment, his skin became iron black, and the whole person was like a sculpture made of black iron. Boom! Get out of here. On the competition platform, Ling Xiao remained motionless, while Ling Ji rushed up at a very fast speed. Then their fists touched. Ling Ji's horrible gang chi scattered around the world. www.wuxiaspot.com. The wall of Bai Wutai was obviously distorted. Fortunately, it has been strengthened and not damaged. Ling Ji's face was full of fanaticism, however. The following results made him difficult to accept. Cap. Click, click. That's the sound of broken bones. Ling Ji's expression changed from fanaticism and anger to panic and pain. The bones of his arms broke, extending all the way to his shoulders. Although the man didn't fly out, the bones of both arms were all shattered. He feels that his opponent is not a person, but more like a double fist on the mountain made of steel. Chapter 74, Rank 15. You are listening at novelfull.audio. I said, you will pay for what you say. Ling Xiao looked at Ling Ji, who had broken his arms and could not continue fighting, said lightly. Ling Ji didn't speak, because he hasn't understood what happened in the past. He felt as if he had hit a giant elephant, not a person, just a trick. In fact, it is not a trick. Because Ling Xiao did not use martial arts moves at all. In the battle between the warriors, the martial arts moves are used as a move. In this matchup, Ling Xiao can be said to win by crushing. Everyone on the floor was surprised, including Ling Fifan, who hasn't paid much attention to Ling Xiao, gave Ling Xiao a few more glances. Ling Xiao's realm is higher than that of Ling Ji, and he may have a 60 to 70% chance of winning, but it was definitely a fatal victory. However, no one expected that Ling Xiao won so easily, did not use any martial arts moves, but just waved his fists so casually. This Ling Xiao is not simple, the power is terrifying. Well, against him, you must not be tough, otherwise you will definitely suffer. I am most annoyed by this powerful and scary opponent. It is miserable. I hope he will not challenge me next. Ling Xiao, through the challenge, qualified to participate in the finals. In view of you defeated Ling Ji, so you sit in the position of Ling Ji. The people in the medicine hall take Ling Ji to heal. Most people can't see it, but the referee's eyesight is not bad. They clearly found that Ling Ji's broken arm can no longer continue to participate in the finals. This Ling Xiao really has to be said to be done, ruthless enough, decisive enough, to say that at this time the heart is the most flustered. I'm afraid it is Ling 13. Ling Xiao's fruits were fierce and unpredictable. If Ling Xiao knew that he was the one who bought him, it would be strange not to be retaliated against. To overcome Ling Ji, for Ling Xiao, it was just a simple appearance. He turned his gaze to Ling Fifen's position, and there was a sneer on the corner of his mouth. You all think that Ling Fifen is better than me and more talented than me, so he is given the privilege. I don't know what kind of face you will exchange after I defeat him. After all, today he was treated unfairly, because Ling Fifen did not go through this process. He still qualified to enter the finals. He is not happy in his heart. But he didn't say anything, and it didn't make sense to snarl. Let's use performance to keep those people shut up. Thinking of this, he walked to the fifth chair in the second row and sat down. The appearance of him and Ling Fifen had no effect on the finals themselves. It was originally a game of 110 people, but now the number is just gathered. Although the top 100 rankings will have generous rewards, the higher the ranking, the richer the rewards, especially the top 3. There will be Gang Chidan and top martial arts as rewards. Therefore, the top 3 must be the fiercest competition in this final. Presumably, in addition to the unfathomable Ling Extraordinary, the rest of the people are probably not willing to let this opportunity to get top martial arts easily. Ling Xiao is no exception, and obviously, the higher the ranking, the higher the status within the family, and the more privileges you get. Among the genius halls, Ling Fan, the number 1 rank, is even higher than most elders in the Ling family. Ling Xiao is not rare, but he believes that with the privilege, it will be more helpful for his future practice. Late Zhao's late arrival has affected the progress of the finals. I will reiterate the rules here. Everyone has 5 chances to challenge, only 5 times, and 1 less time. In addition, if 2 consecutive challenges succeed, then you will no longer be restricted by rankings, and you can challenge anyone in front of you. The referee stood up and said loudly, "Have you heard clearly? Listen clearly. Okay, since that's the case, then continue to the finals." Although Ling Xiao came relatively late, the rules of the finals were not complicated, and he easily understood. For those who are ranked lower, to challenge those who are ranked higher, the first 2 challenges can only cross a maximum of 10 people. If the 2 consecutive challenges are successful, then this restriction will be lifted. Challenge victory, automatically get the position of the challenged. The challenged need to re-challenge others to get the ranking. Everyone has 5 chances to challenge. 1 challenge, no matter the victory or defeat, will lose a chance to challenge. Therefore, in addition to testing the fighting ability of the disciples, this competition is also testing their judgment, the so-called knowing oneself and knowing the other can be invincible. If even the opponent can't see clearly and rashly challenge, it won't work. This is a big race within the clan, so it won't kill people and hurt you most, but once they reach the rivers and lakes, and outside, if they accidentally kick the iron plate, it would really be dead. In addition, the ranking challenge is to advance the disciples. But this challenge is not included in the 5 challenge opportunities. It's a simple ranking battle. After all, they advance through the knockout and must be integrated with the ranking of the previous 100 talented disciples. Then came the challenge from back to front. Before Ling Xiao came, several of the disciples who advanced in the knockout challenge ended, and the challenge from the back to the 90th place. Another point is that the challenge can also be abstained, which will lose a chance to challenge, but will not be ugly. It is actually very suitable for disciples who are not very aggressive, but 100 to 110 people is a relatively intense stage. These 10 disciples will not waste any chance to challenge in order to enter the Genius Hall. It is a pity that Ling Xiao came too late and has missed this wonderful stage. At this stage of 100 to 50, many people will choose to abstain, especially in the 100th place. He would definitely not challenge without absolute self-confidence. Anyway, he has kept his place and is still a genius disciple. He is not very confident in his own strength, so he will not give up his ugliness. So this stage is very fast. After 50 people move forward, the challenge becomes more and more intense. In fact, the strengths of 50 to 11th are similar, so no one will serve anyone, and the natural challenge is very fierce. The disciples who broke into the finals in the knockout games now, except Ling Yiheng, Ling Xiao, and Ling Yixue, entered the top 50 with a Ling Tai hand, ranking 48th, which is not too much. The rest are after 50. The Genius Hall disciples are the Genius Hall disciples. Even if they are in the top 10 of the elite hall, it will be difficult for them to break even further. Only a few people can do it. Ling Yihang 6th, Ling Xiao 15th, Ling Xiao 19th. These three are now the most anticipated in the first 10 miles of the knockout. Generally speaking, Yu reading www.Bukanshu. The first 20 of the Calm Genius Hall basically have the realm of the 4 early stages of martial arts. The first 10 of the Tian Kai Hall have basically reached the mid-level of the 4-phase Wumai. The top 5 of Tiankating are all above the strength of Wumai's quadruple peak. Of course, this is only a rough statement. After all, strength is only a rough idea. It is normal for the low realm to defeat the high realm by experience. Tiankating is indeed worthy of the Genius Hall, are a group of monsters. Many people have made some breakthroughs in these 7 days, although not as scary as Ling Xiao. The top 20 are considered a stage. Everyone strives for the top 10. Ling Xiao's goal is not as high as Ling Xiao's. The goal she set for herself is enough for the top 10. She was 19th, so it was her turn soon. Chapter 75, Fierce Challenge. You are listening at novelfull.audio. At the first chance, Ling Xiao chose to challenge the 10th place and won relatively easily. Although they are all Wumai quadruple middle-aged warriors, Ling Xiao's combat skills are clearly superior. In the second challenge, he still steadily chose the 9th place, and actually won again. However, this time it is more dangerous to win and consume more, so she reserves the remaining 3 challenges and waits for the next round of challenges. Next, what she needs is recovery. According to the rules, after the challenge is over, there will be a quarter of a break. During this break, you cannot be challenged. This is also a way to protect gifted disciples, otherwise, wars will be troublesome and not fair enough. Ling Xiao threw a few elixirs into her mouth, which is a more common Qi Dan. The effect is much worse than Gang Qi Dan, but it also has a certain effect of restoring internal force. After the 19th Ling Xiao challenge, 3 more people challenged, but Ling Xiao has never been challenged. It is estimated that because no one can understand his details, he dare not challenge it easily. It can be seen that those Genius Hall disciples choose to challenge the opponents, who are often relatively familiar opponents. After the 3-person challenge ended, it was Ling Xiao's turn. Ling Xiao, please choose your first challenge. The referee reminded. Ling Xiao nodded and looked at the 10 people sitting in the front row. His goal is first, but there is no need to take the first place so quickly, otherwise there will be many people who will not accept it and challenge one after another. So his idea is to get the top 10 first. Anyway, 5 chances. As long as there is 1 chance for him to challenge Ling Fifan is enough. Just the 10th. Ling Xiao is the 9th, he chose to challenge the 10th, just right. He knew that many people wanted to see his details, but with the 10th disciple, he was not qualified to let him use his real skills. It took only a moment to get on stage, and it was still just a punch. It's just that this time, bull power was used. The situation of the other party was better than that of Ling Ji, because Ling Xiao left his hand. How powerful is Ling Xiao, and it's so easy to see him win the 10th. It really can shake Ling's extraordinary position. Idiot, the most powerful in Genius Hall is the top 5. He only won the 10th place. I think Ling Zhan can easily win him. There is no need for extraordinary brothers to do it. Until the end, who knows, that while they were arguing, Ling Xiao had already sat beside Ling Xiao. Ling Xiao, your fighting power seems to be more than the 4 peaks of Wumai. Ling Xiao lowered her voice and asked. That's right. Ling Xiao smiled, did not deny it. It's okay to admit, anyway, to his current position, his real whole card has not been exposed. I will not continue to challenge. Ling Xiao only challenged once. He felt that it was enough. The remaining opportunities were still reserved for the top 3 of the challenge. Of course, perhaps also have a fight with Ling Yihang. Last time, I didn't enjoy it. Although he won Ling Yihang, he could only be regarded as Ling Yihang's enemy, not how powerful he was. So this time, if he wants to defeat Ling Yihang in an upright manner, it can be regarded as breaking the following not 4 chances, just right. Next, look at the shots of the people in front. The top 3 are not easy to provoke. Although he is confident that he can win, he really dare not underestimate the enemy. If you made the same mistake as Ling Yihang in the knockout, it would be foolish. Ling Yun, you want to avenge your brother Ling Feng, I am afraid there is no chance. Suddenly, Ling Fifan looked at Ling Yun with a smile. Why do you say that? Because he made it clear that it is impossible to win me, and you can't challenge in the opposite direction, unless you deliberately lose to the disciples with low rankings. Ling Fifan said lightly. You don't have to irritate me, even if you lose on your own initiative, anyway, you have to challenge 5 times, and it's easy to kill me. Ling Yun glanced at Ling Feifong and said, it's you, ready to meet my challenge. You are not my opponent. Ling Fifan smiled confidently. That may not be necessary. Is it, that while the first 2 disciples in Tiancating were chatting, the challenge did not stop, from the 14th onwards, the battle has become more and more exciting, because the higher up, the stronger the strength of these warriors, but from beginning to end, no one has challenged the top 6, nor has anyone challenged Ling Xiao. Ling Xiao was challenged twice, but the opponents were defeated, and they were defeated neatly. After being challenged, it also took a quarter of an hour to rest and recover, but it can recover so well at this time. It seems that Ling Xiao should also practice the secret method of recovery. The war quickly spread to the top 6, Ling Fifan, Ling Yun, Ling Xuan, Ling Zhan, Ling Xiaopeng, Ling Yihang. I challenged the 4th place in Ling Ling. Ling Yihang looked at Ling Zhan, his eyes were firm and full of confidence. Ling Xiao was also somewhat impressed with this person. He appeared in the knockout game. At that time, the Ling battle was already the 4 peaks of martial arts. Although there is no breakthrough today, it is not so easy to be manipulated. Ha ha ha, okay, Ling Yihang, did your kid dare to challenge me? Do you think it's easier for me to deal with the first 4 miles? No, none of the top 4 are easy generations. Ling Yihang said seriously. He didn't dare to despise Ling Zhan. He chose to challenge Ling Zhan only because Ling Zhan was the worst in the top 5. Ling Yihang's own body is not strong enough, but it is better than Ling Zhan, so choosing Ling Zhan is targeted. Okay, anyway, my hand is a little tickled. Since that's the case, let's play with you. Ling Zhan jumped onto the competition platform, and the breath changed instantly. This guy is also a warrior who specializes in defensive martial arts. The breath of terror spreads, making Ling Yihang frown and wrinkle. This battle can be said to be the longest time since the game started. It lasted for half an hour, and finally the referee gave the judgment. Ling Yihang won with a slight advantage. Huh, you've won, but I'm not convinced. I will challenge you later. Ling Zhan's intent was strong, and he was not very convinced by the referee's punishment, but he did not dare to violate it. Anyway, he has the opportunity to challenge Ling Yihang next. No big deal, but someone was ahead of him. Ling Xiaopeng, ranked 5th, was the younger brother of Ling Depeng, who was defeated by Ling Yihang. His brother was defeated and his brother was naturally unconvinced, so after waiting for a quarter of an hour, he directly announced the challenge to Ling Yihang. Unexpectedly, Ling Xiaopeng's challenge directly forced Ling Yihang's biggest card. This guy is actually a swordsman. He had never used a knife in his previous battles, and until that knife came out of the sheath, Ling Xiaopeng automatically conceded defeat. That knife was too horrible, so amazing. Therefore, the 5th place Ling Xiaopeng failed to challenge. Next is the 3rd ranked Ling Xuan challenge. As for the 4th Ling fight, because he was defeated by Ling Yihang, he is now ranked unqualified, and he needs to come back again after the next round of challenges. No way Ling Yun, I can only challenge you. Ling Xuan did not abstain, although she is very clear, whether it is Ling Yun or Ling Extraordinary, she is less than 20% sure of winning, but she still intends to try it. Anyway, if she fails the challenge, her ranking will not drop. www.wuxiaspot.com for Ling Yun. At least she knows the other party's behavior, but to Ling Fifan, she couldn't get up to the slightest fighting spirit at all. Oh. Do you mean that I'm not as good as Ling Extraordinary? Ling Yun sneered. Since you look at it that way, then I will let you know that you can challenge me at will, but you will humiliate yourself. Originally Ling Yun intended to lose a game deliberately and then challenged Ling Xiao, but the strong self-esteem in his character broke out at this time. Brother is a fart. Brother Chiu is a fart. Being despised, this is the biggest discomfort. So he had to defeat Ling Xuan, and he had to beat it neatly. let Ling Xiao know that he had chosen the wrong challenge. Chapter 76, Come Challenge Me. You are listening at novelfull.audio. On the competition platform, Ling Yun looked at Ling Xiao as if he was watching a joke. Although Ling Xiao is strong, he is by no means his opponent, and he dares to challenge him. It is stupid. This is the character of Ling Yun. He does not allow any weak to dare to challenge his authority and status. That is unforgivable. Looking at these two people, Ling Xiao smiled slightly. He must have challenged Ling Yun, so in this battle, it is necessary to take a good look at Ling Yun's ability. Soft water swordsmanship. That the first shot was Ling Xiao, because she knows Ling Yun's strength very well. If she doesn't shoot, there will be no chance. Soft water swordsmanship, as the name implies, is a softer swordmanship, and the weapons used are also exquisite. That must be a soft sword. At this time, the soft sword in Ling Xiao's hand, like a poisonous snake, stabbed Ling Yun at a very strange angle. Although the sword is soft, but that is just an appearance, and if it is implemented, it will still cause great harm. Top swordsmanship. Ling Xiao couldn't help frowning, but he was really the third disciple of Tian Kai Tang. Sure enough, he already had the top martial arts. The top defensive martial arts of Ling Ji was just an incomplete scrapbook, and it was already very powerful. Most Ling family disciples, in fact, the best martial arts they have are advanced martial arts. Only the top 3 in the talent hall every year are eligible for top martial arts. This Ling Xiao was third last year. Although Ling Xiao's top swordsmanship, soft water swordsmanship, is only practiced to Xiaocheng, there is still a distance to master. However, top-level swordsmanship is top-level swordsmanship, and its power is more terrifying than most successful martial arts. Feminine. Treacherous. This is the characteristic of the soft water swordsmanship. Ling Xiao possesses mountains, rivers, and martial arts spirits, so it is easy to analyze the beauty of this sword technique. It's been a year, but your soft water swordsmanship has only reached the level of Xiaocheng, and dare to deal with me. It's hard to control. Ling Yun snorted without a weapon, and banged up with a punch. Boom! The punch was too fast, and he was firmly on the weakest link of Ling Xiao Rushui swordsmanship. Ling Xiao hurriedly took a few steps back, and almost fell off the contest. This was able to dissolve Ling Yun's boxing power. Ling Xiao, I will give you a face. It's still too late to admit defeat. It won't look good in a moment. Ling Yun did not pursue, he just looked at Ling Xiao from afar, his eyes showing a deep disdain. Brother Ling Yun is too strong. Without using his best swordsmanship, she easily resolved sister Ling Xiao's soft water swordsmanship. That punch is not an ordinary move, it should be a high-level boxing technique that satisfies the realm, but I can't win the sword of Ling Xiao alone, but his gangster quality is too strong. I am afraid that I have already touched the 5-fold of Wumai. The side of the peak, that the audience is also capable, and has analyzed why Ling Yun can suppress Ling Xiao with one punch. Ling Yun, you don't have to keep your hand. Since I dare to challenge you today, I'm not afraid of being ugly. Ling Xiao's character is also stubborn. Although she knows that she will lose, she refuses to admit defeat, otherwise today's battle will inevitably become the demon of her future practice. Stubbornness. Dominate. The same is domineering. Ling Yun's show is a real-world domineering, much more powerful than Ling Ji's domineering. This punch came out, as if the supreme came, the golden yellow gang gas wrapped the fist, making a loud noise like thunder. At that moment, Ling Yun seemed to be a different person. This horrible atmosphere shocked many disciples close to Bai Wutai, who had a headache and blood. Although it is only a high-level martial art that satisfies the realm, but this guy is exhibiting it, it is even more terrifying than Xiaocheng, even the top-level martial arts who are proficient. Sure enough, martial arts are better, and their own training must keep up. Ling Xiao felt with emotion that Ling Yun was much stronger than Ling Xiao. This guy doesn't use swordsmanship, not to mention the sword. You can stabilize Ling Xiao. Terrible. No wonder he feels that he is qualified to challenge Ling Fifan. Although his character is not very good, but this guy's strength is really not covered. Rose sword dance. This is a defensive move in the soft water swordsmanship. At this time, Ling Xiao had no way to avoid Ling Yun's attack, so the only thing she could do was defense. Boom! A sound like an explosion popped up on the competition platform, and the protective wall was almost exploded in a conical shape over 5 or 6 meters. This is just the gang gas dissipated through Ling Xuan's body. Puff. Ling Xuan was blasted without suspense. It was difficult to stand under the stage, but a mouthful of blood was sprayed directly, staining the ground. Although Ling Xiao was a little emotional about this scene, it was actually light. In comparison, if you chose the wrong opponent, you might just vomit blood. Once outside, you choose the wrong opponent, it is dead. 2 tricks. Brother Ling Yun is too terrifying, and the 2 tricks defeated the third-ranked senior sister Ling Xuan. Yes, sister Ling Xuan is not that weak. Otherwise, how do you try to challenge Ling Xuan in the next round? That the audience said everything. Ling Xiao could see that Ling Xuan was not weak, but Ling Yun was too strong. Ling Yun, who won the game, did not look at Ling Xuan, but glanced at Ling Xiao sitting in the 10th position. Before decisive battle with Ling Fifan, he intends to clean up Ling Xiao first. Ling Xiao. If your kid is still a man, come and challenge me in the next round. Anyway, you still have 4 chances to challenge, and it's not a shame to lose. Ling Yun said suddenly. You don't have to excite me, I just want to learn your sword intentions. Ling Xiao originally planned to challenge Ling Yihang in the next round and challenge Ling Yun after winning, but at this time he changed his mind, because it's boring to wait. Ling Xuan can't force Ling Yun to use his sword intention. It is estimated that besides Ling Fifan, others are unlikely, so the challenge is the same as the challenge, and he has a lot of cards. Even if 1 or 2 shows up against Ling Yun, it's no big deal. Don't you deserve me to use sword intentions? What a joke. Ling Yun sneered and went back to sit in his seat. In his view, his radical strategy has been successful, and he will wait for the next round of Ling Xiao to challenge him, then, by the way, avenge his brother, and at the same time suppress the following newcomer. After Ling Xuan's challenge, you use reading www.uukangshu.com was Ling Yun's turn. He just glanced at Ling Fan lightly. When I clean up the kid, I will challenge you in the next round. I am waiting. Ling Fifan said lightly. I abstain. Ling Yun chose to abstain in this round, but everyone can understand that everyone just heard Ling Yun's words. He wanted to solve Ling Xiao first, and then revenge his brother before challenging Ling Fan in a complete state. As for the exposed cards, Ling Yun didn't even think about it, because he didn't think Ling Xiao had the qualification to expose him. His goal is Ling Fifan. No one can defeat Ling Fifan, only he can. Ling Fifan is his heart demon, so he must be defeated. If someone defeats Ling Fifan before him, he estimates that he will be crazy. Chapter 77, Challenge Number 1. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The second round of challenges before Ling Xiao said that the most striking thing is that Ling Zhan challenged Ling Yihang, only this time, Ling Zhan lost very simply. Ling Yihang's knife is too terrifying. Some people even think that he may be the only one who can pose a threat to Ling Yun and Ling Fifan. Of course, this battle ended too simply. It is difficult to say wonderful. Until the 10th place, Xiao, there was nothing to ignite the enthusiasm of the audience. Ling Yun. Suddenly, when Ling Xiao stood up to prepare for the challenge, the scene boiled, and almost all the Ling family's children shouted Ling Yun's name. Ling Xiao challenged Ling Yun, and they naturally supported Ling Yun. Even Fan Ling's fans temporarily supported Ling Yun at this time. Did Ling Xiao dare to challenge brother Ling Yun? I think it's just a matter of time. It's really his turn. He might not dare to challenge him. It is also said that brother Ling Yun is the only one who can challenge the first throne of the extraordinary brother. He can already get the top 10 ranking in Ling Xiao. You don't know Ling Xiao too much. Since he said that, he won't regret it. Yes, isn't Ling Xiao useless? Supporting Ling Xiao is actually a group of female fans who originally belonged to Ling Xuan. However, it is normal to think about it. Ling Xuan was hit so badly by Ling Yun. Her fans must not be happy. Even if she did not expect anything from Ling Xiao, she would definitely support it. What if a miracle occurs? Will it challenge? Almost everyone present is waiting for the answer to this question. Ling Er frowned slightly. He did not want Ling Xiao to challenge Ling Yun, because he was not optimistic about Ling Xiao. so he felt that it would be Ling Xiao's act of aggression. Ling Xiao looked at Ling Yun and suddenly showed a strange smile. What is this kid doing? Ling Yun suddenly felt something was wrong. I want to challenge the top-ranked Ling Fifan. Ling Xiao's serious burst of a confident light. This is when he temporarily changed his mind. What's the point of defeating Ling Yun, directly defeating Ling Fan? I am afraid that the impact on Ling Yun will be even greater than defeating Ling Yun itself. After all, Ling Yun has always been the defeat of Ling Fifan's men. In the past 3 years, no one has ever won Ling Fifan, so Ling Yun felt that only he was qualified to defeat Ling Fifan. What would happen if Ling Fifan was defeated by Ling Xiao? Of course, Ling Xiao challenged Ling Fan, and he was not completely sure, not even Lu Cheng. The key is that he doesn't understand Ling Fan, but what's the matter? Anyway, he still has 4 chances to challenge. If he wins, he will solve the problem directly. It doesn't matter if he loses. In this case, I dare not challenge. It is really a sap. What? Ling Xiao's challenge is not Ling Yun, but Ling Fifan, who is stronger and more mysterious than Ling Yun. Ling Xiao, you bastard. Why don't you challenge me? Ling Yun was angry. He stood up and shouted directly. Because you are not qualified to challenge me. Ling Xiao said lightly, although Ling Fifan is also not qualified, it is slightly stronger than you, and it barely makes me interested. Hey! This guy is crazy. Genius Hall Second is not qualified to challenge him. Is Genius Hall First not qualified? What does this mean? Does he think he is more powerful than the first and second of Tiancating? Ling Fifan didn't care much about Ling Xiao all the time, but this time, he couldn't care less. No matter how good-tempered he is, he can't help being despised. However, regardless of what he thinks, Ling Xiao will occupy the first position and be prepared to be challenged. He looked at the referee seat, and then said aloud, before you said that I am not worthy of the same privileges as Ling Fifan. I will tell you now if I have this qualification. This kid. Ling Xiaotian's eyes revealed a splendid color. For many years, there are too many disciples who honestly have too many daring to challenge authority and inherent rules, so no matter how good people are, they can only be mixed in Tianfeng City. The appearance of Ling Xiao gave him a glimmer of hope. Let me see if you are just talking, or you really have the ability. The capable person is arrogant. It is not arrogant, it is domineering and confident. People who are incapable are arrogant. They are not arrogant, they are stupid and ignorant. Is Ling Xiao domineering and confident, or stupid and ignorant? Ling Xiaotian would like to know this answer. Ling Xiao, you are the most ignorant of all the disciples I have ever seen. Change your thoughts, and I will say what you just said. The chief referee is speaking. He was still somewhat fond of Ling Xiao, but Ling Xiao actually challenged Ling Fifan, which made him feel unreasonable. Ling Fifan, can you challenge it? Are you worthy? It's good for a disciple who can be mixed into the 10th place of Tiancating. He actually tried to challenge the top-ranked Ling Fifan. Isn't this ignorance? The referee, I was very respectful of you, especially in the knockout game. You stopped Ling Xing from breaking the rules of the game. But now, I am really more and more disappointed with you. Why can't I challenge Ling Fifan? Why is it unqualified? Ling Xiao shouted. The referee, I have no intention of arguing with you on this matter, but if I win Ling Fifan, I hope you can apologize to me for your ignorance and stupidity. Ling Xiao. You are too much. Come here, take this boy who doesn't know how to behave. Ling Jiao stood up and shouted. Yes, come soon. Ling 13 also coaxed. Joke, I don't know how to behave. The so-called don't do what you want. If you don't respect others, how do you deserve to be respected? Ling Xiao sneered. In the entire Ling family, there are 3 people I admire the most. One is my grandfather, one is Ling Heir, and the other is Patriarch Ling. He said it was smarter. Even if he offended people, he could not offend them all. What's more, Ling Xiaotian's approach is fairly fair, and he really respects the old man. Ha ha ha, a person who doesn't want to do anything to others. Well said. Ling Xiaotian laughed and said, this challenge is originally allowed by the rules. No one can hinder you, and the referee, you are the referee, and you are the referee. Don't violate the rules. No one will hate those who respect themselves. Ling Xiao is no exception. What's more, he is the person who most wants to see Ling Xiao challenge Ling Ling. www.wuxiaspot.com. How could this challenge come to an abrupt end? Yes, Patriarch, the referee is only too ridiculous to protect Ling before he loses his gaze. In fact, he is still relatively fair. After all, he has no hatred with Ling Xiao. On the contrary, Ling Xiao and Ling 13 were trembling with anger, but what could they do? In the face of Ling Xiao, they dared not put one fart. What's your name? Ling Fifan was still sitting there, then narrowed his eyes and asked Ling Xiao. Ling. Forget it, it doesn't matter what your name is. Ling Xiao was about to answer, but Ling Fifan interrupted her words. Anyway, you will go down soon. I really don't know who gave you the courage. I dared to come on stage to challenge me. This joke is not funny at all. Chapter 78, Domineering 10 Feet. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Compete on the stage. One side is the first genius of the Ling family who is expected by everyone, and Ling Fifan, one of the 4 sons of Tianfeng City. The other side is a super dark horse that suddenly rises from the bottom and has gone all the way. Both have their own fan base. However, in comparison, Ling Xiao's fans are not even as good as 1/10 of Ling's extraordinary. On the viewing platform, the bird was silent. The audience is very nervous. Some people expect Ling Fifan to defeat Ling Xiao to prove that he has arrogant capital. To prove the status of the Ling family's first genius, the first master of the younger generation. Some people expect that Ling Xiao can hold on for a while, as long as he does not lose within 10 strokes, then even Ling Feifang's face is beaten. After all, Ling Fifan's arrogant look, but did not take Ling Xiao in his eyes at all. Like a volcanic eruption, Ling Fifan went there for a while, and the terrifying gangles in his body spewed out, condensing into a virtual image of flames, which seemed to stand like a fire. The hot gang gas burned the hair and rags on the ground that no one knew who was accidentally dropped. The surrounding air also became hot. A little more than 10 meters away, Ling Xiao could feel that his eyebrows were about to be ignited. This horrible flame was so powerful. This is not an illusion. Not an illusion. Because the cultivation of different inner power mentality, Gangqi can also obtain different attributes. It is clear that Ling Fifan is specialized in flame Gangqi. It's just that there are a lot of people in the Ling family practicing flame and qi, but few people can reach him to this level. What a terrible flame! If you can burn everything, this should be the effect of top-level inner power mentality. On the referee seat, someone exclaimed. This judgment is very correct. Because Ling Fifan won the first place in 3 consecutive years, there should be at least 3 top martial arts he cultivated. Martial arts, inner power mentality, body method. This is the most basic. If it is not possible, there may be special martial arts such as secret methods and soul secret techniques. It is no wonder that Ling Fifan has always been able to occupy the first place in the Genius Hall, able to cultivate top martial arts to the level of mastery. Among the disciples of the Ling family, for now, he alone can do it. Feeling this terrible breath, Ling Yun's face could not help changing. This qi is too horrible. That kind of scent is enough to make him tremble. This extraordinary Ling is really unfathomable. He can't beat it at all. Ling Xiao's idiot dare to challenge Ling Fifan, and he's almost dead. Ha ha ha, this extraordinary child really did not disappoint us all. 3 months ago, he was already a warrior of the 5 peaks of the martial arts, but the 4 top martial arts are only small successes. At the very least, the top-level internal skill is to reach the mastery level. The chief referee really valued Ling Fifan. In fact, it is not just him. The rest of people look at Ling Fifan's eyes completely differently from the rest of the disciples. As long as Ling Fifan does not make a big mistake, he can be free from the Ling family rules. I think the other 3 top martial arts should have mastered mastery too. That Ling Xiao is really not self-confident, but fortunately, let him see the strength of the first disciple of the Ling family, and he will be more practical in the future. I haven't used that Ling Xiao for a long time. Everyone is a low-level disciple, and they were recruited from outside. However, I accidentally won the first knockout game. I dare to disrespect me and wait for the referee. I can't understand why the patriarch still protects he. The patriarch is probably to show fairness. After all, Ling Xiao has challenged the extraordinary and has not violated the rules. Then let Fan Fan teach this Ling Xiao how to be a man, including a group of senior Ling family members in the referee and auditoriums, basically support Ling Fan Fan. It's no wonder that Ling Fifan has left a powerful and undefeated impression in the minds of these people for 3 years. They support Ling Fifan, very normal. Besides, because Ling Fifan is the first, he has obtained a lot of resources, which is another reason why he has never been defeated. In addition, his general talent for cultivation that day was stronger than Ling Yun and Ling Xuan, so no one can challenge his status. Today, 17-year-old Ling Fifan ranks last among the 4 sons of Tianfeng City, but the Ling family believes that if they are re-ranked, Ling Fifan will definitely be able to take the first place. Whoever, you come here to attack, for a quarter of an hour. I don't move my position. You can use whatever means you want to attack, as long as it is allowed by the rules. It can hurt me, even if it is just a scratch. I will count on you to win. Ling Fifan stood there with his hands behind his back, as if the fire came down, but his eyes looked at Ling Yun under the stage. In Ling Fifan's view, the only thing that can make him interested is Ling Yun. He really wanted to try how powerful Ling Yun's sword is, so his challenge to Ling Xiao was really annoying. An ant who tried to challenge the giant elephant was ridiculous. Ha ha ha, worthy of being an extraordinary brother, and only he dares to say so. Yeah, standing there without moving his position, Ling Xiao could not hurt him with a single hair. On the observatory, everyone took it for granted. They did not feel that Ling Fifan was pretending, because Ling Fifan did have such strength. It is normal for him to say so. It is to let Ling Xiao really understand the gap between the strength of the two people. Ha 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 ha, quarter hour. It seems that you can only maintain the confidence of the quarter hour. Ling Xiao laughed and said, otherwise, I will stand here without moving my position and give you half an hour. If you can hurt me, even if it hurts me, I will count as your win. His anti-lip sneered, although many people on the viewing platform were surprised, but everyone's thinking is different. No one thinks how brave or domineering he is. Instead, he thought it was ridiculous to do so. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are talking to? That's Ling Extraordinary. Not to mention Ling Extraordinary, any one of the top 5, if you want to win, it is impossible not to hurt a sweat. Pretend. It's a fool. I think I'm smart, but I can't control myself at all. That is, the extraordinary brother obviously let him, not willing to hurt him, but he killed himself. Extraordinary brother, teach the little stinky boy who doesn't know the sky and earth. Ling Fifan, you are the only opponent I like, don't let me down, solve the kid with one move. Ling Yun looked at Ling Fifan and said. Ling Fifan looked at Ling Xiao. He did not expect that the other party was so unaware of advancement and retreat. He didn't give him a face. He is the first of all genius halls. Even the elders in the tribe must make him 3 points. www.wuxiaspot.com. What is this kid? How dare you look down on him? Chief referee, can I abolish this guy? Ling Fifan looked at the referee seat lightly and asked. According to the rules, as long as you don't hurt your life, you can do nothing wrong. The chief referee said. That's good. Ling Fifan nodded with a smile, and then said to Ling Xiao, you should be thankful. If this is outside, you are already dead. This time will abolish you. Let you understand, my majesty is not provocative of. Although he was talking with a smile, but the violent momentum coming from the face exposed his incomparable anger and discomfort at this time. Chapter 79, Golden Body. You are listening at novelfull.audio. At the moment when Ling Fifan exploded, the more than 100 finalists who were closest to Bai Wutai could not help hiding back, because at that moment, they seemed to feel a blaze of flames coming, and they were to be burned to ashes. Horrible, Ling Xiao is over. Ling Xuan shook her head. She had expected that Ling Xiao might be able to fight Ling Yun and help her out. She did not expect Ling Xiao to be stupid enough to challenge Ling Fan Fan. That may not be necessary. Ling Yihang, who was sitting on the side, said lightly, you have been standing on a high place, but you have forgotten that the greatest danger is under your feet. If you are not careful, you will fall apart. You actually value that Ling Xiao so much? Is it because you lost to him? Ling Xuan asked with a smile. Yes, only after fighting him, you will understand that any tricks have no meaning in front of him, that is a fighting genius, who can understand everything. Ling Yihang still has a very indifferent expression. He had thought that he should be able to overcome Ling Xiao after practicing his sword skills, but when he saw Ling Xiao standing opposite Ling Fan, he didn't frown under the terrifying momentum. He understood. Not only did he not catch up with Ling Xiao, but he was thrown away again by the other party. Humph, look down on Ling Xiao, you will cry. Ling Taiho once had a festival with Ling Xiao, but he also played with Ling Xiao, so he knows how terrible Ling Xiao is. Often the one who knows the person best is not a friend but an opponent. This group of genius halls are used to being proud. Today, they have met their opponents. When the two sides meet, you will know how ridiculous your group is. Ling Fei also shook his head and smiled bitterly. He also provoked Ling Xiao. After being defeated, he always paid close attention to Ling Xiao, so he knew how terrible this person was. Show your strength, I believe you are not a brash person. Ling Yixue also muttered to himself. Without half an hour, I will let you get off the stage in one move. Ling Fifan didn't do much. He squeezed his right hand into a fist, as if turned into a ball of flame, and then punched directly into Ling Xiao. Although this fist does not seem to be so gorgeous, the power is very terrifying. I believe that if the fist is continued, the martial arts in the early stages of Wumai will be seriously injured. Ended. Ling Xuan shook her head. She didn't take Ling Yihang's previous words seriously. No, Ling Fifan is too fond of enemies and will be ugly. I was so defeated at first. Ling Yihang smiled bitterly. He was also a bit underestimated at first, so he thought that a punch wrapped in gang gas could defeat Ling Xiao, who was the triple peak of Wumai. However, it turns out that this guy, Ling Xiao, will never show all the cards. Impossible. Ling Fifan's punch, even if I am Ling Yun, if I don't resist it, I will be seriously injured. Subconsciously, Ling Xuan still thinks that Ling Xiao is not as good as hers or Ling Yun. Really, then look at the result. Ling Yihang didn't say anything, but looked at the stage. He didn't want to miss a wonderful scene. Stupid blow. Ling Xiao sighed. What the first genius, this Ling Fifan is simply foolish. This is the internal comparison. If you dare to look down on unfamiliar opponents so outside, you will definitely suffer a big loss. Even enemies that can be defeated may be restrained by the carelessness and eventually lose. Sure enough, Ling's family might have been good in Tianfeng City, but it was too far to put it in the entire northern Han dynasty and even the whole world. Ling Xiao couldn't help but think of the Blue Lady in the Fulong Mountains. The woman was definitely less than 30 years old, but the strength she showed was enough to easily destroy the entire Tianfeng City. Perhaps from that moment, his vision changed completely. The opponent he pursued in the past, the strongest he pursued was the four sons of Tianfeng City, such as Ling Xiaotian. From that moment on, he really wanted to go outside and see, what kind of master is that blue woman outside? This is only a moment's thought. In the face of Ling Fifan's punch, he did not underestimate the enemy. Although there is no movement in both hands, Xuanhuan Shinju has been working. Boom! A heavy blow hit Ling Xiao's body, and the flame spewed, hitting the protective wall behind Ling Xiao directly torn a small mouth. Several people in the frightened Ling family rushed thousands to repair the protective wall and strengthen it. The protective wall has been cracked. What about Ling Xiao? Won't it be dead? Many people look at it with such questions. However, to their surprise, Ling Xiao was standing there motionless at this time, covered with golden light, as if he were the undefeated god of war. Ling Fifan, who took the initiative to attack, retreated 2 or 3 meters away before standing still, with a look of consternation on his face. What is going on? Seeing this scene, all Ling family disciples and Ling family seniors were stunned, because including those who support Ling Xiao, did not expect this to be the result. Ling Fifan took the initiative to not only hurt Ling Xiao's hair, but even Ling Xiao's clothes did not break. And what about the golden light? What is defensive martial arts? No wonder you are so calm. It turns out that you actually cultivated top-level defense martial arts. Ling Fifan moved his numb arm for a while and quickly recovered from the shock. now you deserve to let me know your name. Oh, unfortunately you don't deserve me to tell you my name. Ling Xiao said lightly, how can the so-called genius in a greenhouse protected by so many people know what is really powerful? He said that the surface is ironic Ling Fan, but in fact not the irony of those who secretly support Ling Fan. Ling Fifan was spoiled by these people. He thought Laozi was the first in the world and forgot the world outside the greenhouse, which was much cruel than the inside of the greenhouse. 9-turn golden body recipe. That is 9-turn golden body recipe. On the observatory, a senior from the Ling family stood up and shouted, and looking at the situation of this kid, it should be cultivation to reach the level of Xiaocheng, the 5th turn. The top defense martial art 9 turns to gold body skills. It is said that that kind of martial arts is very difficult to practice. He actually practiced to the 5th turn without the help of others. Where can I get so much gold? Yes, Yu reading www.yuukangshu.com, as far as I know, to practice the 5th turn, at least it must consume more than 1,000,002 gold. His cultivation base is the peak of Wumai's fourfold, but the defense is afraid that it has already surpassed the early stage of Wumai's fivefold, and it is no wonder that Ling Feifang's punch can't cause him any harm. This kid is really a geek. He can train the world's most difficult top martial arts to the 5th turn. This is in the entire Northern Han dynasty. It is estimated that he can do it alone under the age of 20. Ha, good boy, I really saw you right. Ling Er is afraid that is the happiest one among all, he has been the most fearful one for a long time, for fear that Ling Xiao could not pass a trick under Ling Fifan's hand, it would be too shameful, but now, he suddenly understood that he really has a different perspective on people. Facts have proved that he chose to support Ling Xiao, make friends with Ling Xiao, and risk the offense of Ling Xiao and Ling 13, which is worth it. Chapter 80, Purple Flame. You are listening at novelfull.audio. No wonder you are so arrogant. It turned out to be a small piece of 9 turns to gold body skills, but do you think you can challenge me with this? Ling Fifan looked at Ling Xiao coldly. He admits that he underestimated this person, so he didn't try his best. That punch was actually less than 30% of his combat strength. Next, he must get serious, otherwise he will become the biggest laugh in the finals today. 3 strokes will break your golden body. Don't you just say that you'll abolish me with 1 move? Ling Xiao scratched her head and smiled, did you just fart? You, Ling Fifan gritted his teeth, finally tolerated it, and sneered, I don't take advantage of you. Although he didn't yell at the ninja, the anger turned into a fighting frenzy, his whole body seemed to be burning, full of terrifying breath, flame punch. This punch was obviously more terrifying than the last punch. The hot high temperature forced several disciples to move back. At a distance of more than 10 meters, it still seemed as if the whole body was going to be burned. This punch has already made the opponent's heart agitated before the attack has touched the opponent. This is the terrible thing about Flame Fist. Advanced boxing technique. And it is the advanced boxing technique of the Great Circle. This boxing is at least twice as powerful as before. Ling Xuan looked at Ling Yihang beside him, this punch is over. If your friend has no other cards, he will lose. Not necessarily. Ling Yihang shook his head and said, did you not find it? Ling Xiao has not had a single drop of sweat on his forehead so far, and he can't sweat in the face of the flames. His strength is probably better than you and I imagine. Terrible. Is it? Ling Xuan did not argue as she did last time because she had made a wrong judgment before. Ling Fifan, you are too disappointing to me, or show your top martial arts. You want to break my golden body with advanced boxing skills, you may not look down on me too much. Ling Xiao felt very unhappy, although this time Ling Fifan increased his skill to 50%, and used stronger martial arts than before, but for him, there was really no threat. He decided to come up with something, otherwise it would be too boring. Niu Magong Hua Niu Hua Demon. Ling Xiao still stood still, but his hands were gone. His figure seemed to be wrapped in a black ghost, forming the shape of a bull demon. Boom. Boom. This time, the 2 fists collided, and the gangsters collided. Ling Xiao did not use Shuoyan Qi Ju, but still used Qiang Gong. The flames generated by the Qiang Gong of the environment are not weaker than that of the top-level inner power mentality, therefore, his flames were not weaker than Ling Fifan. After all, Ling Fifan's guy is still saving strength. It is estimated that I want to use it against Ling Yun. After all, Ling Fifan still did not regard Ling Xiao as an opponent, but this time he was destined to pay the price for his underestimation. Ling Xiao will not let him lose, such a good opponent, losing so fast, it would be too boring. Ting 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 ting. The fist intersects, and the gas burst, the flames flew over, and the protective wall of the contest was constantly deformed, that is, several masters of the Ling family continued to inject gang gas to protect them, otherwise, they would definitely be directly destroyed by the two's attacks. What happened? The people on the audience were stunned, because they found that Ling Xiao was still in place, while Ling Fifan withdrew continuously for more than 10 meters, and his arms were trembling. Idiot, if it wasn't for me to show mercy this time, you would have been killed by a punch. Ling Xiao looked at Ling Fifan and said, in the face of opponents of unknown strength, you still dare to underestimate the enemy continuously. Do you think your life is too long? The Ling family's first genius. What a joke. Your success angered me. Die. Ling Fifan decided to ignore everything. He was going to kill this guy who made him lose face. Swoosh. A gun was taken out of thin air. It's a storage ring. I'm really envious. Of the many disciples of our Ling family, only the extraordinary brother has the storage ring. Ling Xiao's idiot actually forced the extraordinary brother to take out his spear. This time he was dead. In the stands, the disciples of the Ling family were very excited. Ling Yun clenched her hands and gritted her teeth. Ling Xiao. Ling Xiao. Ling Xiao, you bastard. Even I am not qualified to force Ling Fifan to use a gun. You actually did it. Shit. He was already a little crazy. This is an unacceptable scene. At this time, even Ling Yihang and Ling Yixue, who value Ling Xiao, were also a little worried. They really didn't know that Ling Fifan was actually a master with a gun. I forgot to tell you that Ling Yihang, Ling Fifan has always been the best at using guns, except that in the 3-year finals, no one was qualified to let him shoot a gun, only the big one 3 years ago. For example, he had to use a gun as a last resort. The terrifying strength surprised everyone. Speaking of these, Ling Xuan even felt that his body was shaking. His gun is terrible. But he was second in that comparison 3 years ago. Ling Yihang asked with a frown. Yes, he is the second. At that time, you were not a disciple of the Ling family. He lost to another person. That was before him. The most outstanding genius of the Ling family was once given high hopes. Unfortunately, he was later crossed. Of the homeless people have been abducted and there is no news so far. Ling Xuan sighed. It turns out there is still such a secret. Ling Yihang nodded and said, what's that man's name? Ling Chen. That when the two of them spoke, there were already new changes on the competition platform. Ling Fifan's spear is in his hand. The whole person's momentum changes completely in an instant. The red flame before it turned into purple and black, and the whole person actually has a sense of evil. Dead. Go to hell. Ling Fifan's spear shook, and the person instantly reached Ling Xiao. The state-of-the-art marksmanship combined with the state-of-the-art bodywork. Is this going to be invincible? Finally, many people in the stands couldn't sit still. Ling Fifan's horror made them feel like they wanted to escape. That shot stabbed, the purple-black flame seemed to be able to destroy everything, to pierce Ling Xiaosheng. Come well, this is enough. Ling Xiao did not dare to underestimate the enemy, because he also felt the horror of this gun. www.wuxiaspot.com. Although it is still difficult to say that Ling Fifan's full blow, it is definitely not as easy to deal with as before. He fully operated the 9 turns to gold body tips and went directly to the 6th turn. Then Red Sun Gong also reached its limit. However, the attack is still using Niu Magong Maniu Huama. Through Shan Wu Wu Hun, he can accurately analyze the opponent's attack power, and can use the most appropriate attack method to deal with the opponent. From the aspects of time, strength, weakness, etc., it can be almost perfect. Therefore, there is no possibility of underestimating the enemy. Kang snapped. Ling Xiao's double fist stabbed in the spear, actually made the sound of symphony of gold and iron, and the gas burst, and the purple-black flame and the red flame turned into two dragons biting in the air.